got a question here from Faith. She says her second grade daughter has a hard time thinking to spell words that we have not covered yet. One's having a long E sound, the ones with the E-double-E, E-A, and maybe the E-I-I phonogram. Are there any tips, or is this just done later by memorizing how to think to spell that word when it comes up in the spelling list? You got it. That's the case. There are, unless you research the background of the word, the etymology of the word, where did the word come from? Is it Latin? Is it Greek? That sometimes will give us a hint as to why a particular phonogram is being used. However, if you don't do that kind of research, which what second grader is going to do that, then there is no predicting necessarily which phonogram you're going to use. So those are issues that will be taught when you get to those vocabulary words. And then when you present that, then you'll give her the tools she needs to know which phonogram to use. And I'll address that when I talk about the dictation. I want to talk about that. So the answer is she's not going to be able to predict. There are times when our phonograms and the phonogram rules will help us be able to predict. For example, the phonogram oi. We have two phonograms that say oi. Oi that we may use at the end of English words, and oi that we may not. Okay, so we've got these two phonograms. So let's say I am teaching, or my student wants to write the word boy. Okay, is there anything about these phonograms that's going to give that student a hint as to which one has to be used? Absolutely. He's going to have to use this one, because I can't use this one at the end of an English word. Boy is an English word, therefore I can't use this one. So in that case, the phonogram and the dialogue that goes with it helps me to be able to accurately predict. But when it comes to the other phonograms that say E, let me see. I don't know, are there more? When it comes to these, let's say the word is meat. How is your student going to know until you teach that word? Unless the student is reading and has seen it and memorized it, the student isn't going to know which of these E phonograms it would be. You're going to have to teach. So that there's nothing, this one, we know it's not that one if it's, well, meat is not at the E is not at the end of the word. So the word me, okay, is it going to be one of these? In that case, it's just the single vowel. It's just the E saying E at the end of a syllable. So there isn't a lot of predicting that you can do with the phonograms, unfortunately. However, we can explain it. We can explain why it's spelled that way. And as I mentioned at the beginning, a lot of the spelling, why is it spelled that way? Let's go back to the root. Let's go back to the original language. I'll give you an example of that. I was talking with a friend of mine this week, and she had come across the word indictment. Indictment. And she had a gal who could not, for the life of her, figure out, why does the word indictment have a C in it? We don't hear the C. It's not indictment, although that is how I would think to spell it. But why has it got a C in it? Well, we went back to the root of this. It comes from Latin, which is dictum, which means to announce something. And so we can see that the C is left over from Latin. Now, why is it there? Because in the process of going from Latin to English and being absorbed into the English language, the C was retained. We just have to remember to spell it that way. Why does the I say I? Because it's before two consonants, and that's Rule 19. I and O may say I and O before two consonants. So we know why the I says I. We know that this is silent because we're not going to hear it. We know why it's there because it's coming from Latin. So indite is the root word. We added a suffix. I mean, we can explain this word, we can understand it, but I wouldn't expect a student to know how to spell this until I had taught it. Okay, I hope that answers that question.